very excited to be able to come down here and play a great opponent. Go 60 minutes with them, and we both gave each other our best shots, and they threw it to us at the end. We had outstanding quarterback play. That's why he's here. They have outstanding quarterback play. It doesn't surprise anybody. That guy's hard to tackle. This guy throws the ball as good as anybody at the NCS. Probably came and went the way he should have known the quarterbacks of both these football teams. Great win. We're excited.
Absolutely. Coach, you guys screwed on your first 6 possessions. Can you pinpoint the reason for that efficiency?
Well, we've been very efficient. I think one of the things that we've really improved upon is our third down deal. We've done a nice job, I think, our offensive staff and with our personnel, in regards to creating better third down situations that are more makeable. Our third down makes are third and 4s, third and 3s, those type of things. And Marcus gives us enough of a run threat, and as well as our receivers. You see us do a lot of the shallow packages. We'll sprint the corner, and John Ebeling and Justin Crillo give us really good big targets in third down situations. But I know our efficiency as an offense kind of stems into what this kid can do here, Marcus, and we have 2 real steady and reliable running backs. We don't turn the ball over, which we did again today, and we're very active in football.
Coach, you talk about Marcus throwing the football, but what stood out to me was him getting out in front of that block and the touchdown in the first quarter, throwing his body in the way.
I'm going to get criticized for bragging about how tough this kid is. He's a Pennsylvania kid, right? You guys know that. Played in
Co-region, baby.
knows how to play the game. And we're happy as heck that he's behind center for us. He's a complete football player, loves the game, and gives us everything he's got.
Marcus, I traveled a long way to see him from the news item. Looks like you're loving every minute of it out there. Talk about that and kind of the progression from last year.
I mean, just from going back to days at Mount Carmel, senior year was a feeling of just this togetherness in this family group, and you think you'll never feel that again in the game of football, but this group of guys up here at Maine is just, it's beyond words right now. I mean, just the care, the compassion for one another, the compassion for the game, and it just makes it a heck of a lot funner when you're out there playing.
Marcus, how much of an impact having those extra 21 plays when you look at plays going over, having certainly 91, how much of an impact did that have on the game in terms of your being able to score and keeping Villanova off the field, offense off the field?
Yeah, I mean, well, time of possession was obviously huge today, coming down to the wire. And I think those extra plays were the fact that we really executed. You give us those plays and we don't do anything with it, it really doesn't matter too much because we don't take too much time off the clock, and Villanova's right back on the field with their high-powered offense. So, we want to, just take one play at a time, take what they give us, and execute the best we could every play.
With your offense being on the field as much as it was, did it keep them from getting a big momentum and getting a few scores back to back?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, like we said, we were capitalizing on some drives. Every first 6 possessions getting points. I mean, anytime you get some points on the team, it takes away some momentum. And just trying to keep the defense off and relax the best we could, because we knew they were going to come out and play some man-to-man coverage. So, getting them good rest so they can focus on what they're doing is just as important.
Jack, what has made the difference with Marcus between his junior year and his senior year? Why has he improved as much as he has?
His growth is measurable because he makes it important to do all the things that are associated with being a great quarterback. I mean, Marcus made great strides at the end of last season. Let's not forget his start last year was his first year, and his as a starting quarterback, and we weren't quite the team either last year that this team is. We were very inexperienced. We lost 18 great seniors off of our 11 team, so we were an inexperienced group. And the thing that was really great to see was Marcus's growth and the offense's growth as well during the season. thought we played very well down the stretch, won 3 of our last 4. I think that did a lot for this guy in terms of confidence. I think the thing we saw was what he brought to the weight room in our winter program. He had great spring practice. You know, he really was a different guy. And in the summer, he was one of our key leaders, the guys up there throwing, catching, working together, and creating that family bond atmosphere that he talks about. I think even this year, you know, we started off the year and we had some bad turnovers that came right out of his hand. He's a guy who, I think the best word I can use, he's very poised. He doesn't let things bother him. He just moves on to the next play. And I think, you know, after that Northwestern experience, I was probably more impressed with what we did, what he did in the second half of that game after those 2 interceptions put them up 20. Our football team just kept going. And against the Big Ten team, we put up 21 points in the third and fourth quarters against a great football team. And I think that was probably as telling a part of our season that we can be pretty good. And I mean, since that time, I think our offense has really found its groove, and this is the guy that really makes it happen.
Marcus, you had big targets, but you also had open targets at times. Did you have a sense coming into this game that you would be able to move the ball in the air like the first half?
Yeah, I mean, we watched the film from last year, looking at some of the, just last night, you know, looking at some of the mistakes, simple mistakes that we made against them last year, and, you know, our offense didn't change. We knew what kind of defense they were going to run from watching film. So we know it was just simple. We had to keep everything as simple as we could and go out there and just execute our offense the way we knew how and not try to do too much out there.
Anything else?
Thank you.